to start sharing.
Okay, you can let me just introduce you and then we will start sharing. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Simone Ferreira. I'm an Education USA advisor and head of the Education USA office at PUC Rio de Janeiro. It's a pleasure to be with you today. Today is Monday, February 23rd, the first Monday after Carnival in Brazil. And I have the pleasure to have here with me today Andres Pedraza. He's the admission officer for the university, Washington University at St. Louis, the Olin Business School. And he'll be talking to you about the programs there, what kind of opportunities the institution offer to international students and to students at all. So, Andres, it's very nice to have you here with us. I'm going to thank you for coming. I'm going to mute my mic and but I'll be here listening and learning and and then later I'll be able to share more information about Washington, St. Louis, University of St. Louis with our prospective, candidates, Brazilian prospective candidates. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much to you, and thank you for to everyone that is attending today's webinar. We do have a topic for this hour, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen for you guys to see the presentation, and then we will go from there. Okay, perfect. I think we can see now here my slides. So the topic for today is how to apply for a graduate business degree in the US. I'm gonna try to explain to you briefly a step-by-step guide for you to have a better understanding of this process. Uh, Before I introduce myself, this is the agenda for this webinar. We're going to talk about the advantages of a graduate business degree in the US. Then we're going to talk about how to apply for a graduate business degree in the US as well. And finally, at the very end, I'm going to touch base very briefly on the programs that we offer here at Washington University in St. Louis, and we will have time for questions and answers as well. So I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Andres Pedraza. I am an assistant director for graduate recruitment and admissions here at Washington University in St. Louis. As you can tell, I am from South America as well. I'm actually from Colombia. I'm from Bogota. I am a huge believer in higher education. I actually moved to the US probably like around 20 years ago as a student athlete to play soccer in college. And it's been a while. I've been always working after I graduate for the past, 15 years in higher education at different universities and around all the United States. Um, I like to tell my story because my parents also encouraged me when I was a kid to try to find the best opportunities for my education. And this is what I'm trying to do today for you, which is to see the different perspectives and different steps to try to accomplish this as well, especially for a graduate business degree. So I'm gonna start here with the map of the United States. Before we dive into our topic, I would like to ensure that you are familiarized with the location or different locations in the United States. Of course, you can see here that there are certain hubs around the country. If you're looking into the technology areas, you can look into Los Angeles or San Francisco. Finance areas, you can look into New York or even Chicago as well. But every area in the United States have certain working environments that will give you like maybe better advantages depending on the career goals that you have for the future. Of course, I am located in the city of San Luis, which is in the middle part or middle region of the United States. San Luis is part of the Missouri state. The beauty of San Luis actually is that, it offers a very good perspective in terms of like the community sense, but also offer a lot of opportunities for different types of jobs in different areas in the business world. So moving forward, let's talk about the advantages of a graduate business degree in the US, which is one of the main topics today. Graduate business programs degree in the US are designed with careers in mind. So most of the courses will focus on practical skills such as data analysis, strategy, communication, and problem solving, so students can graduate ready to contribute immediately in professional environments. So when you're looking into a program, you want to make sure that the academic environment offers you the tools and resources that are aligned with your career goals after you graduate. So that's very important. On top of that, US business degrees are recognized and respected worldwide. Employers value the academic aspect of the program, the practical training, and global perspective that US graduates bring to organizations across industries and countries. Of course, with you coming from Brazil, you will have even more diverse perspectives when you're looking to secure a job, because not only you're bringing your cultural background from Brazil, but also the background and academic environment that you will be learning in the US. In terms of the business programs, most of them are STEM designated. And if you are looking to a return of investment, not only in terms of time, but also in terms of your finances, you want to choose a program that is STEM designated because this allows international students to apply for up to 3 years of optional practical training in the US, which at the end will provide you with valuable work and experiences that will improve your long term career opportunities. Most of the universities in the US maintain strong relationships with employers, so they will offer you opportunities for career fairs, company presentations, recruitment events, and of course, alumni connection that helps students access internships and full time roles. Most of the US businesses schools lead in areas such as artificial intelligence, analytics, digital transformation, and entrepreneurship. And you will have the opportunity to gain exposure to cutting edge tools and emerging businesses models. Here, you could see, some of the areas that I like to mention when you are looking into the advantages of these business degrees. Um, just for you to understand as well, most of the graduate programs in the US, especially for business degrees, will go from between 12 to 18 months and also 2 years long if you are looking into a master's degree. This will allow students to return to the workforce very quickly, gaining a strong return on investment through career advancement and salary growth. So that's why it's so important that when you look into this type of opportunities, you try to find a program that is STEM designated as well. So here we could see, I want to touch base on how to apply for a graduate business degree in the US. The first advice that I would like to give you today is to make sure that you do very good program research, not only about the program that you want to pursue, but also the university that you would like to apply for. Identify programs that are aligned with your career goals. That's very important. Also, ask about the learning style and the long term plans as well. The second one that you have, or the second part that you need to consider when you're applying, is the English proficiency test scores. When you're coming from Brazil, if you're applying for any program in the US, even if it's not in business, you will be required to demonstrate your ability to succeed in an English academic and professional environment. That's why you will be required to take either the IELTS or the TOEFL test course, but it depends on the university that you will be applying. The third part is the GRE and GMAT. We're starting to see that some programs require or accept these tests to assess quantitative and analytical readiness of the prospective student. Now, some universities might have this as a requirement. Some other universities will recommend to take this test course. But if you would like to maybe receive more scholarship and you would like to have a stronger application, I definitely advise you to try to take the GRE or the GMAT. And if you have good scores, you should upload and submit your application with those scores as well. Then we have the transcripts, which is your academic history, which help the schools and the admissions office that you are applying for to evaluate your preparation for a graduate level study. Now, take into account that most of the universities take a holistic approach when they are reviewing your application. It's not only about your GPA. They also take into consideration if you have any working experience, internship experience, or even community service, or if you are part of a club, academic club, or even part of a sports team, because that shows some leadership as well. The next part are the essays. The essays play a very important role when you are applying for a business degree in the United States. And why is that? The reason is because this will be your opportunity to explain your goals, your motivation, and fit for the program. So basically, you will be using the essay to tell your story, but also to tell the admissions office why you will be a good candidate to be part of the program and how the program is aligned with your career goals and how can you take advantage of this when you graduate. So that's very important. Lastly, I would like to mention the recommendations. This could be professors or supervisors that are sharing insight into your academic and professional potential as well. Now, each university has different requirements when you are applying. For example, at Olin Business School, that's the name of our business school at Washington University in St. Louis, we do not require recommendation letters. But if you want to submit those, you can contact us and we can add it to your application as well. But please make sure that when you are applying for a university, you check the requirements because each university has different requirements when you are applying. Moving forward, let's talk about different strategies that you should use when you are applying, and of course, other important parts of the application process. The first one is your resume strategy. In the United States, they're very used to see maybe one page, but no more than 2 pages of a resume. More than that, it's considered too much. So make sure that when you are uploading your resume, try to keep it like very strategic and summarize and try to keep it in under just one page. But if it's 1.5 pages, 2 pages, it's still fine. But you want to try to keep it just under one page. Your resume, of course, should highlight leadership, impact on different projects, or relevant skills, not just job titles. because this there could be a chance where you just recently graduate from your undergrad degree and you might not have tons of experience in the working environment, but you can mention some other relevant skills that could help the admissions team to learn a little bit more about your experience. The second part is the interviews. Interviews allow schools to understand your communication skills, but also your career direction. If you are asked to be part of an interview, it is very important that you do some research about the university, the program, and also the city where the university is located. Just to give you an example, Washington University in St. Louis is located in St. Louis, Missouri. If you are applying for WashU at the moment, you don't want to confuse Washington, D.C., which is a completely different town or city when you are interviewing for one of our programs. So that's why it's very important that you do some research before the interview to prepare well and also to make sure that you look really good during the interview. The next part is the deadlines. Once you apply for a program, and let's say that you have been admitted, make sure that when you're looking into this, try to apply early because this can improve not only your admissions percentage to be part of the program, but also the scholarship opportunities. Now, this doesn't mean that you cannot apply at a later time during the year. That's totally fine. But if you have the opportunity to apply, let's say if you're starting the program in August of 2026, if you could apply maybe in January, February, March, that's even better because that will give more time for the admissions team to review and evaluate everything and also more time for you to make your decision. The second part are the deposits. Not every single university in the US will require a deposit, but most of the universities, if they are offering you a spot in their program, they want to make sure that you confirm that you will be joining the program at the time that you have been chosen for. How do you do that? You usually will accept your offer, and then they also have a deadline for you to submit a deposit as well. So that's typically how it works when you are dealing with deposits, and each university is different. So make sure that you ask these questions before applying. You don't have to wait until you are accepted. You should be trying to get this information in advance as well. Now, a very important topic, the scholarships. We know this is an investment, not only in terms of time, but also in terms of money. You're moving from Brazil, you're moving to the United States where, dollar, it's, compared to the the money in, I think is reals in Brazil, to the currency in Brazil, which I think is reals, I'm not sure. It's completely different. So this is an investment. Make sure that you check how are placed the scholarships at the university that you applying. Most of the scholarships at the universities in the US are merit-based awards, and this can reduce the total cost of your education. So it is very important that you understand this process as well, because then you can plan if it will be financially, you know, doable for you to attend that university and program. So the scholarships part is very important, and make sure that you try to meet with one of the admissions counselors to have a better idea or ask questions about that area as well. Because again, this is an investment, as I mentioned before, in terms of time and also money. Lastly, the visa processes. The visa process, uh, it's very easy, but it will only happen once you have been admitted to the program and once you have confirmed with the university that you will be attending that program. Typically, students will begin the I-20 and visa application process to study in the US once you have been admitted and you decide that you would like to enroll in that program. Um, the different universities have a different process for this. I can only tell you that at Olin Business School, we have a designated office that will be working with you during the whole process for you to receive the I-20 and then schedule your visa appointment and then making sure that you have all the tools and resources to receive your visa, which is first is the I-20 and then your student visa after you complete your visa appointment. But that's typically how it is in the US. Now, the next part that I wanted to talk to you about is what this looks like in practice at one of the US business schools. So, you want to make sure that you're looking for a career focused curriculum that also offers experiential learning that will give you the opportunity to put into practice what you're learning in the classroom. But also, you want to make sure that you're choosing a business school that is focused on analytics, leadership, and community impact, because that's going to give you more opportunities and resources when you go and apply for a job after you graduate. And then always look for a highly international student community as well that is blended with the domestic community too. Which one is the domestic community? Well, students from the US. So you want to have the opportunity to meet other students that come with a different perspective and academic background and even a cultural background as well. The next part that you should be focusing on is a strong employer connections. Make sure that you check the employer connections from the university, their success rate, placing students after they graduate, and the salary range as well. Typically, universities will be sharing that data with you. So you should be trying to get this information as well because you want to consider the return of investment too when you are applying and when you are choosing to join a program. Then the global student community, as I mentioned before, you want to be surrounded by different cultures and business backgrounds. You also can choose not only from a full-time MBA, but also from specialized master's programs. I know this by a fact, coming from South America, typically you only hear about the full-time MBA, which is a master's in business administration. But to tell you the truth, there are other options in the US as well, and these are the specialized master's programs. For someone that is currently working in Brazil or completed their education in Brazil, there could be other options in the business world. This could be related to finance, accounting, supply chain, or even business analytics. If you look into a specialized master's, it will give you the opportunity to become an expert in certain area, which when you compare to a full-time MBA, might give you an advantage because if you have a very, you know, career goal in that you're trying to pursue, if you go for a specialized master's, you might have better chances to get opportunities in that area. Now, this is very important, and I mentioned this before. Make sure that if you are applying for a business degree in the US, it is STEM designated. Because once you graduate, you want to have the chance to complete OPT, which is up to 3 years working legally in the United States and receiving a salary in dollars as well. So that's very important because then when you decide to move back to Brazil, you will have that experience under your belt. Then look into the rankings. Rankings are very important. Rankings open doors when you go and apply for a job. In our case, we are the best 24th business school in the whole United States. So that's very important when you're looking into programs in the US. You want to make sure that they're ranked and that they offer you all the tools and resources that are aligned with your career goals. Then look into how recognized the university is, not only in the US, but also globally. And try to find universities that have recognized for their private research as well, because that will open more doors academically and professionally. Then look into the career center, which is typically the office that will help you finding internships and jobs, because these people are acting like a coach. They will be guiding you to not only successfully receive an internship while you are studying, but also will help you to find those job opportunities that you're trying to pursue after you graduate. So make sure that the university that you are applying for has a high success placing students in different jobs, but also has an office with a good and strong career team that can help you with this. And then look into the faculty and career support. Uh, Highly ranked universities like Washington University in St. Louis will have faculty that are well known globally. We actually, almost 4 years ago, one of the professors in finance received a Nobel Prize for the research. He works mostly with PhD students, but that could give you an idea of the type of faculty that you will be seeing at these type of universities like Washington University in St. Louis. But again, this is something that I'm just giving you an advice to try to check and do some research before you go and apply for these programs. Now, that was the end of the tips and what I wanted to share with you today about how to apply and things that you should be looking for when applying for a business degree. I did wanted to share with you as well the programs that we offer at Olin Business School. So in the current slide, you can see not only our specialized masters that are, in different areas in finance, business analytics, accounting, and even supply chain as well. And of course, the most traditional one and the one that we see more people applying, which is the full-time MBA. You could see the length of each program and if the program is STEM designated or not. So make sure again, always focus on finding a program that is STEM designated. That is very important because you want to have the opportunity to work legally in the US after you graduate. So make sure that that's a priority when you're applying for a business degree. And then here is my information. If you have any questions in the future, you're more than welcome to use that email, allingradadmissions@wusl.edu. Our office number is over there as well. You can see our website, or if you want to scan the QR code that I put over there below the picture, that's actually one of our buildings in our school. You can also check that. And lastly, very briefly, so for you to have an understanding of the companies that have headquarters in St. Louis, InBev has their headquarters in St. Louis. So I know InBev is very big in Sao Paulo as well. Bayer also have headquarters here in St. Louis. Edward Jones, which works with finance, also have their headquarters over here, and Worldwide Technology, which works in different areas related to finance, supply chain, and contracts with the government. And then Boeing. Boeing is the company, the most successful company building airplanes. They have their headquarters as well here. And we have seen a lot of students working or doing internships with Boeing as well. But again, this is just a briefly explanation of what to look for when you're applying for a business degree in the US, and also some tips for you to consider before submitting an application. So I hope that this was very, insightful for you, that you got a lot of information. And now I'm looking to perhaps answer any questions that you might have. I will try my best to answer in the best way I can. But yeah, thank you again for your time.
Thank you, Andres.
Of
You
course.
gave so many great tips to everyone. Really great. But um, so if you want to, hello everyone. If you want to type your questions here, or if you want to turn on your mic and also camera, please feel free to send your questions. But I can start.
Awesome.
Okay. One question I have is the same question my office receives for forever, in fact, which is, okay, students come and say, I just graduated from college and I would like to start an MBA program in the US. And usually what I ask is, well, okay, how many years of experience do you have? Or would you like to start your MBA? I mean, right now, I mean, 6 months, a year from today. Yes, that's what I want. What would you say to a student who just graduated from college and wants to start an MBA program?
Well, Simon, that is a very good question. I mean, we see this question all the time as well.
Mhm.
Um, I honestly, I have to be as transparent and honest with any prospective student considering at least a full-time MBA at WashU. We have a very high rank in the US, not only because of the academic environment that we offer, but also because of the success of our graduating students and the job placement and what they do after they graduate. When you are considering a full-time MBA, typically the students that we see that are admitted into the program, they have between 3 to 5 years of experience, working experience after they graduate. Now, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't try to apply for a full-time MBA if you don't have the working experience. But if that's the case and you're looking to get scholarship as well, I will highly recommend you to look more into a specialized master's. And the reason is because a specialized master's not only allow you to become an expert in certain area, it is also an environment where we see typically students that just recently graduate from their bachelor's degree, or maybe will have only 1 year of working experience. Now, if you get a specialized master's, that doesn't mean that you're not going to have the same opportunities of a full-time MBA student. That's not the case. You will have probably the same or even more because, again, you will become an expert in certain area. But again, it's totally up to you and about your career goals if you want to pursue uh, a full-time MBA without working experience. But since I can only mention how is the process at Olin Business School, I must tell you that most of the students that are admitted into this program have at least 3 to 5 years of working experience. And the reason is because the median salary for that program once they graduate is like $120,000 per year. And how do you get to that salary? well, not only with a good academic performance, but also with a working experience. So that's why it's so important for a full-time MBA like the one at Olin to have working experience.
I love your answer. That's exactly what we keep telling students, that this they should take in consideration also that they will be studying with students with much more expertise than them, and etc. And that the universities, they have a reputation and they prefer to be working with students that have some, experience before they start their MBA programs. And we keep saying this, and also saying that they can start a master program instead. So
Yeah,
thank you.
of course. And again, you have to consider the scholarship area or scholarship part as well. If you are even admitted for a full-time MBA, but you don't have that working experience, it will be very difficult to receive a lot of
Sure.
scholarship
Mm-hmm.
for
Sure.
that. So that's why I'm not trying to be repetitive, but that's why I mention always the specialized masters. There are other options, and sometimes, and especially when you live in another country, you are not aware of these options. You can become an expert in finance, you can become an expert in business analytics. We will be offering a master's in artificial intelligence very soon, that it will
Mm.
be STEM designated probably in 1 year. So there are other options, and it might open other doors for you as a prospective student to get other opportunities.
One more question that I have is, how do you define Olin's competitive advantage if you compare with other U.S. business schools?
So first of all, I will say our faculty. Uh, I didn't mention this at the beginning, but I this is my full-time job, but I am also pursuing my MBA at WashU. I do it part-time because I'm still working full-time. So I know when I'm working and taking classes at WashU, I know the quality and the talent of faculty that they offer. So my experience so far is not only that they are very good in all the research that they have done in the past, but also they have the working experience, and they have the best academic qualifications to be, teaching this type of classes. The second one will be the tools and resources, not only to have a very comprehensive academic experience while you are taking the classes, but also to succeed after you graduate. I always tell students that WashU and Olin Business School, we do not succeed by bringing you to attend the program. We succeed when you graduate and find these jobs that will make us look really good. That's when we succeed as a university. So, bottom line is the university only succeed when you succeed. So everything is aligned to make sure that you have all the tools and resources to achieve the career goals that you have. And then I will say also, top rank business universities like Olin, and there are plenty of other ones, we all have similar things to offer. The career center is also one of the important things because you want to make sure that you have coaches that will help you to find internships and also full-time job opportunities as well. And then lastly, going away from the academic side, I will also will tell you that you need to consider cost of living. The US is not cheap, and we know that. And again, this is an investment in terms of time and salary. So make sure that you look into the cost of living of the city that you're trying to pursue to achieve your studies. Because most of the time, and I've been there, you only know about California, you only know about Florida, you only know about New York. Well, these areas are great, and I'm not telling you to not consider universities over there, but those cities are very expensive. Try to find other options as well. Just, check those universities and check those cities, because there are cities with a lower cost of living that will give you the same opportunities or even more compared to going to these big cities. So that's something that I always mention as well, because cost of living matters. At the end of the day, you're going to be studying in the US for at least 1 year to 16 months to 18 months, at least, to get a master's. So you have to take that into consideration. It's not only the tuition, it's also the cost of living, which is your housing, your food, your transportation, your health insurance. All of these things matter.
It's so true. Another question we have in fact, is about the percentage of students that receive merit, because you mentioned and we know that for graduate programs, students they receive scholarships based on merit. And what is the percentage of students who receive every year? Uh, I mean, international students receive merit scholarship in the Olin Business School program.
When we talk only about Olin Business School, it depends on the year and it depends also on the applicant. What I can tell you is, as long as the prospective student meets the requirement academically and professionally, the university and our business school will review right away if you will be receiving a scholarship. One of the big perks that we offer at WashU is, after you apply, if you are receiving a positive decision, which is a seat in the program, they will let you know right away if you will be receiving a scholarship as well. They will let you know that amount. So you have an idea of how much will be the cost after you subtract the scholarship that you are receiving. In the past, I have seen a very high rate from students coming from Brazil because of their academic performance and working experience receiving scholarships. Now, the tuition cost at Olin, let's say for a specialized master's, is typically between 80 and $90,000 for the full program in tuition. In the past, I have seen that students that meet the requirements, and again, the admissions team takes a holistic approach when they review an application, but I've seen that because of the success of Brazilian students, they typically receive between 40 to up to 50% of scholarship, at least for specialized masters. But
Mm.
again, I cannot say that is every single Brazilian prospective student. It has to be a student that is meeting the requirements. And that happens with other students that are coming from different countries. So all of our international students. For the full-time MBA, there will be other scholarships as well. But again, since everything is so holistic and they take into consideration every single part of the experience of the prospective student, there could be scholarships that go from 10% to 60, 70%. But every case is different. But what I can tell you is we are very welcoming, uh, diverse community, and we really want to have like to see more South American students and Brazilian students as well. Because again, we do have some companies that have their headquarters here, but also have, their companies located in Brazil as well. So it could be a very good bridge for anyone coming from any part of Brazil to come to San Luis, get great education, but also have a good opportunity to secure very good jobs and salaries.
Perfect. And last not least, if you could define Olin's business school in 3 words, which words would be?
I will say the first one is data driven.
Data
Uh,
driven.
the second one will be a diverse and welcoming community.
Mhm,
And the third one will be uh, top-notch uh, academics. Just to give you an example, I play soccer in college and I highly value how good Brazil is in football, not soccer, football.
mhm.
I will say that WashU and Olin Business is the Brazil of this region in the United States. Not only in the business world, I'm talking about every single college. If you go and do some research about Washington University in St. Louis, you will see how highly ranked we are in different areas in terms of academics. So if I have to make an example for everyone to have a better idea, I think WashU will be the Brazil in terms of universities in this region in the US.
Okay, Andres, great answer. So thank you so much for this amazing presentation. As I told you in the beginning, we recorded the session and the session will be posted on our YouTube channel. I also want to take this opportunity to invite everyone to participate in the Education USA Fair in Brazil. Please check our website. The fair will start in Rio de Janeiro on March 19, and the last day of the fair will be March 31st, and the fair will be, the last stop will be São Paulo. So also go to our social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, even Facebook, and take a look, make your registration, and we'll have tons of great universities participating, and you have the chance to interact, one-on-one interactions and group interactions with the admission officers from several US universities. So we are looking forward to welcoming you all to our fair. So thank you again, Andres. It was a pleasure. And this is just the first webinar we are hosting from University of Washington, St. Louis, but let's keep the doors open and let's keep this conversation on.
Of
Thank you
course,
again.
thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to tell, prospective students that are looking to apply for a business degree in the US. Because again, I've been in your shoes, I know how it is, and I hope that this help as well for you to get some interest in all the programs that we offer here at All in Business School. But Simon, thank you so much for all your help and everything that you did to make this happen.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you, everyone. Have a good week. Tenha uma boa semana, gente. Tudo de bom para vocês. I'm going to stop recording.